Hello. I am out of practice at this. Very out of practice at this. And I have been eating here. Just a second. All right. I'll leave that over there. Hey, Amy, how are you doing tonight? I really picked really bad food to eat just before live stream. Raw broccoli and brisket, and now I feel like I've got stuff in my teeth. So that's lovely. How is your Thanksgiving going? Are you working today? And I was going to say, in case anybody's wondering, I am planning on doing the eight question tag thing. I was tagged by Roy and Becky. I believe that I got the questions and links and stuff all in the description. Not positive. I had to redo it 3 times. Oh, not good. Well, I hope you get to feeling better. Now I've got another issue. I have a cat that does not really like sitting on my lap like Pinga did. But he wants to sit here. Are you going to come over here? Charlie, do you want to say hi? He's staring at the butter dish. Hey, Jesse, how are you doing today? Hi, Robert. I think I may have already said that. Anyway, I'm definitely out of practice on this. And see, here's the problem. He uses his nails if he doesn't get my attention. Okay, you're just going to have to come up here whether you like it or not. All right. Honey, can you lay down? I've kind of been trying to get him used to the idea of the computer because I've been working out here in the evenings. And honey, normally he'll try and climb on the keyboard though. And he's kind of like, are you crazy? What are you doing to me? Okay. Are you good? Are you good? Can you say hi to them? We've got Amy and Robert and Jesse. Is that really your name? I always call you Jesse, but I guess I never really asked either. Yes. Okay, you're going to have to lay down, honey. All right, so I think I said this. I don't know. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to get done with this live stream was the 8 question tag. So feel free to go ahead and drop answers if you haven't done this before, or even if you have, feel free to drop your answers. And I don't even remember the questions. Okay. So, no, you actually have to stay on the screen. What is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish? I'm not sure I really have a favorite. I normally kind of do that like 1 or 2 bites of each thing, and then whatever's the best that year, I'll go back to. And I'm sitting here watching the like signal warning on my computer. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey Eric, how's it going? Happy Thanksgiving. And he's done with that. Okay. Do you guys have pets that do that? Like they have to like be right there, but then they don't really want to be right there? So yeah, I normally do like the 1 or 2 bites. When I was kind of thinking about some of these questions, and they're really kind of hard because there's a whole lot of Thanksgivings I don't remember. So I don't really, like, I know for pretty much any meal that is potluck, I've got one particular aunt that always brings green bean casserole. I've got another aunt. I think they were Thanksgiving dinners. See, my memory's kind of fuzzy. Because things have always been a little weird. But I think there was a period of time when we were going to my grandma's house and actually eating at the house. And I have memories of another aunt that would always bring like a taco salad type thing, and that was always good. Hi, Michelle. So anyway, not that the taco salad thing had anything to do with Thanksgiving, but it's what she would always bring. And I do love that. A friend of mine would always bring it to potlucks at the campground. So it's not like I've missed it. And I react to green bean casserole at this point, though. Just because the green beans are high lectin. When I went gluten-free, I started making Brussels sprouts. Those have been good. Yeah. So I don't know. It varies year to year, I suppose. And Michelle, you just came in. Feel free to drop your favorite, or not your, they aren't all favorites, but like, feel free to answer the questions in chat if you want. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? So a lot of people think it's strange, but I typically eat 1 slice of pumpkin pie per year, and it is split half at Thanksgiving and half at Christmas. Because I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin pie. And we don't really have a set array of desserts that show up anywhere. I will typically make something with apples. Yeah, they're high lectin. And you know, what actually tipped me off to them being a bad idea for me, one of the favorite things to do when I've been gardening, like I've always grown green beans because, like, you know, you're just always supposed to grow green beans and tomatoes. I broke out in hives really bad, and I'm like, what did I get into? I was pulling beans off the plants and eating them. So they hadn't been cooked or anything to get any of the lectins out. So yeah, now you know why. I've been drinking way too much milk lately, so that's a story for another time. But anyway, hopefully I'll get some videos made in the near future. So as far as favorite Thanksgiving dessert, when my cousins make desserts, usually they're always pumpkin centric, which is another lectin issue for me. Like I don't have any squash back at this point. So I'm assuming that's probably why I've never been a huge fan. I'll typically try and do an apple pie, but then at the same time, my brother really likes pecan pie. So a lot of times I'd do this typical pun, but then maybe I'll do a pecan and an apple, or a chess and an apple. And a chess pie is basically a pecan pie without the pecans. It gets like this really lovely caramely, chewy, crunchy layer on top. And that's really good. If I have to choose, I tend to do my half a slice of pumpkin pie, probably a half slice of apple, and a half slice of chess. All right. I was pregnant with first child and helping my grandma pick and can green beans and haven't liked them much since. I can understand that. I was going to say, I could, when I was pregnant with my first child, I wasn't working that year. Because I'd just moved in with their dad. And he did actually have a little bit of a raised bed I could have grown something in, and it was full of morning glories. I planted morning glories. Why I would do that, I don't know. And then when I moved, I literally dropped one digit out of my address. But there were no like raised beds or anything. The only place there were flowers, it had naked ladies and tulips. If you want up here, you're going to have to jump up. Or are you wanting treats? Ow. Okay, that's a really bad place for a metal stool. What he really wants is outside. That's what he really wants. And I know it's a quiet enough day, maybe I'll let him out here in a few minutes. But yeah, so that's typically what I do for dessert. Oh, that sounds super yummy. Super yummy. All right. Question number 3. What is your ideal Thanksgiving outfit? And I will tell you, I didn't realize people thought about what they wore to Thanksgiving until I saw this tag. Like, I did not realize it was even a question. I just wear clothes. It doesn't matter if I'm cooking or not cooking. I just wear clothes. I suppose when I was working at the casino, I would be wearing uniform clothes. Oh, that would definitely be on. But yeah, I mean, before I started working at the casino, my entire wardrobe was business casual, so I would just put clothes on. Now, well, it's cold here, so instead of wearing the skirt that I'm wearing and a tank top, I'd probably have jeans and a 3/4 length sleeve shirt on if I was going somewhere. It's like, I didn't realize, is this like where people do the whole Christmas sweater thing? Or, I don't know. I didn't know there was special clothes for Thanksgiving. I was going to say, I'm kind of, right now my grandma last grandma, is in a nursing home and is to the point she's not really recognizing people. When the kids and I, holy cow, hey Tony, isn't it late for you? The last time that the kids and I were able to go down and see her. Like, she didn't know who I was. She wasn't even getting the names of her own kids correct. So it was a little weird. But yeah, I've learned a lot from her over the years, and like, she's the one who originally started kind of teaching me the timeline on cooking stuff like Thanksgiving dinner. So, did you get everything weeded? I know you were busy trying to get that stuff done. Would that have been today? I don't know. I've been trying to catch up on my watch later list, and I know I caught your premiere, but I don't remember what day it was. So I was tagged in an 8-question Thanksgiving Day tag, because it is Thanksgiving here in the US. So yeah, I just wear clothes for Thanksgiving. I didn't know there was special clothing required. Question number 4, what is your least favorite side dish? Has to be hands down oyster dressing. It's probably the clearest cut question in this. Oyster dressing is by far my least favorite. Never liked it. Not sure why anyone would. I don't know. So yeah, definitely oyster dressing. What do I love most about Thanksgiving? Probably that period of time after the meal when you're just kind of sitting around Yeah, see, exactly my point. Why do you have to ruin dressing or stuffing with oysters? But then again, that's just, I don't like oysters anyway. So that period of time, like after the meal, when people are just kind of sitting around chit-chatting, that's kind of my favorite time with family anyway. I don't know, especially if we were getting together at the farm, it was always like, it's a mad rush as people are getting there. My grandma loves oyster dressing. It was always for her. I think she was the only one that would eat it. I don't know, maybe Grandpa ate it, but he died in 91, so I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Oyster dressing is definitely the one I don't like. But, like, I don't know, especially once I was to the point I was doing the cooking and stuff, as people are coming in, I'm saying hi and chit-chatting if they're around. But generally, the focus is what needs done and what do I need to do? Where do you need me? Let's get food on the table. And then there's just that pressure is off afterwards. And unlike a lot of places, I know a lot of people just nap afterwards. Hey, Crystal. And I'm referring to the farm because really, other than one sort of image I have of a meal at the lake house, we had all the Christmassy type stuff out for that meal, so I don't know if it was a Christmas dinner or if it was a Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, Ron. Hey, Lance. So anyway, the part I like about Thanksgiving is, like, after the food's cleared away, a lot of times the guys would head out to do chores or go in the living room and lay down and sleep in their respective chairs. And then it would leave sort of the, like, my brother's age of guys. Hey, Hildy. To, like, they would always go find something to look at or check out, and they would go traipsing around the farm. Often what my kids would do. And then it kind of left the ladies to sit and chit chat, and it was not necessarily just the women, but a lot of times it was the women. because everybody else was in their respective groups. So that's what I love most about Thanksgiving, because I'd always hear, that's when I would hear the stories about different family members, what's going on, how this came to be that way, or what they did back, well before I was ever thought of. What do you enjoy to do after Thanksgiving? This is kind of another one of those things. Directly after the dinner, I typically load the dishwasher and get it started, and sit down and talk. As far, like, I don't do Black Friday or anything like that. I did once. My kid's dad's mom drugged me out with, how to explain? She was, the other person with us was, we just call us the exes. So it would have been one of my kid's dad's brother's ex-girlfriends or ex-wives. Well, no, they never got married. So anyway, it's a close family. They drugged me out at some ungodly hour on a Friday morning, and I'm like, this is insane. I don't like shopping anyway, so yeah, I sit around and I talk. I've got one uncle that goes through the ads, and he goes to Lowe's or Menards or wherever they have down there. Ron, if I didn't say hello to you, hello. Little Farmer's Farm is Tony or Guru, either one he goes by. I was going to say, and if you guys don't know Destinations Delight, her name is Crystal. And I think I said hi to Hilda. I hope. Sorry, I'm really out of practice at this, you guys. Favorite Thanksgiving memory? I don't really have one. Actually, I do. So, like I had mentioned earlier, Thanksgiving's sort of morphed a lot. I don't remember any of them from when I was living in Tennessee. I don't remember much of anything from Tennessee, honestly. It seems to me, after we moved up here, Mom did do a couple at the lake house because Grandma was kind of getting to the point she didn't want to host large groups. We were kind of maxed out at the farm for space with the amount of people. So it seems to me she did a few in there, and then I don't know. I mean, there was a 10-year gap between when we moved and when she passed. So I'm sure she didn't do the last few. I think we did a few potlucks at the church like we were doing for Christmas. I think there were probably a couple at a local buffet. But at some point in there, I started cooking at the farm, and we just had less people show up. And that was kind of fun. And what I really liked was when it was to the point that, like, so, like, she still wanted to have the people there, but she didn't want to do the cooking. And, like, one year I tried to do it her way. It did not work well. And then after that, I started doing, like, the prep work at home, and then the final cooking and put together at the farm. And my kids were old enough to help. So, Patty, if I didn't say hello to you, hello. Enjoy your Thanksgiving Day meal. Not that I can put a sentence together. But it was really cool to actually have the kids in the kitchen helping, and we were kind of like all just doing our thing to get everything on the table. That was really cool. And I hate to say it, that has been, I think I would have been at the casino already, so it would have had to have pretty much been 2018 and 2019, because Dad passed. No, Dad passed in 2019, so it would have had to have been, probably the first one was 2017, and then 2018 was like the one. That is a really, really good question. I know it's always the third Thursday in November. No idea why. I have no idea why. Yeah. Can somebody fire up Google? Huh. Well, when it became a national holiday, they would have had to have standardized it either on a date or some sort of a system, I would think. But I can't even think of anything else that, I mean, like so many holidays, they replaced some old pagan holiday. That is a very good question. I don't know. And then question number 8 is, what are you thankful for? There's a lot of things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for knowing all of you, for starters. It has been a really interesting year. I guess year and a half. Abraham Lincoln decided it would be the last Thursday in November. And Abraham Lincoln was president in like, what, 18 something? Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for my kids and everybody, but it's like, I don't know, a lot of my socialization, I guess, the last year and a half, it's been all on here with you guys. So when a lot of people hear that I don't really go anywhere, they're like, well, that doesn't sound fun. You need to get out and do things. And it's like, what am I going to do? I don't like to shop. I'm a homebody. So, you know, I've got my garden. I've got stuff to do around here. Are you just going to sit in the chair? Okay. Yeah, so I mean it's been a really peaceful year for the most part, that like I haven't been rushed to constantly go anywhere and do this and do that and constantly be juggling. Yeah, and see, for me it's the chiropractor. There was probably a good 3 months that I didn't leave the house except to go to the chiropractor. I have my groceries delivered. I pay my bills online. I don't need to. Now I leave at least once a week to put gas in the car, but shoot, for a while it was like, even like I'd leave to take the kids to their dads or to pick the kids up, but then like summer came, Like, we live 2 streets apart. They can walk. I mean, shoot, my son's going to be 18 here in a week or two. And it's not like we live in a bad neighborhood or anything. So it's like, then I wasn't even leaving the house to shuffle kids around. So anyway, that is one of the major things I am thankful for this year. If you would like to do this tag, feel free. I guess in my world, being thankful is not something that happens just one day a year. So I see no reason why it can't continue. And then, if you don't want to make a video for it, feel free to drop your answers in chat or in comments. Can you even get to comments before a live's been live? I don't know. So I wonder why Grant decided to move it. That's interesting. That's a really, I don't know. I like, in case you guys are unaware, I like looking at the history of things. What did they do back when? Okay, sorry. Getting Discord notifications. So yeah, anywho. Feel free to go ahead and say that I tagged you. I'm not gonna try and say, hey, do this, do that. That didn't take as long as I thought it would. Not at all. So that's cool. So what are you guys up to today? And I do have a couple of channel updates just before I forget. Number one, the Raid Parade. I know I had some people questioning if I was still organizing that because it's a holiday week. It is definitely going on. We are actually at the longest Raid Parade in the history of the Raid Parade. It is at 2 hours and 2 minutes right now, and 2 people are still talking about possibly having videos. So definitely feel free to join us there. I have no idea what time that would be for you, Tony. I don't know. I'm guessing about 7. I'm guessing. Anyway, a Raid Parade is just a series of premieres, and we bounce from one to the next. And the one that I organize happens to mainly be travel channels. As far as channel updates go, I am planning to start a new shorts series tomorrow. It honestly probably won't be up in the morning. I'm kind of aiming to have the shorts go up first thing in the morning, and then that way they don't get killed completely if I post like a community post or another video in the evening. So I've got that starting, and I am keeping my fingers crossed I will have the energy to start making videos and doing some things like that again. Honestly, I've been putting one off simply because I don't. It is 5:34. So yeah, we're 5 hours apart. So yeah, I know the first one will probably be supplement updates because I have changed some of those around. I've added a couple. I've actually gotten rid of a few. After I stocked up after last year. So yeah, if there's something you're wanting to try that I was on, I might be able to send you some if you're having trouble finding it. But anyways, I know I want to get that done. Possibly one on my experience with COVID. I know I shouldn't say that word here, but in case you were unaware, I did spend most of the month of October down with that. So anyway, those are probably the first two. And then I really don't know, because the poll on my community tab was completely unhelpful. So yeah. Let's see here. Hilda, I'm thankful for my family, my friends, and everyone I've met on here. And I'm thankful for the freedoms that we have in this country and all the men and women who are serving our military. Yeah. They have definitely given us some amazing benefits, I guess. Okay, and I told you guys about that, and that was the channel updates. So yeah, now we can just hang out. So Tony, did I miss if you got everything done you needed to do before your inspection thing? And I'm trying to think. I don't know if I had actually seen any of you guys over at Charlie Grace's or not earlier. So what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Are you just hanging out? I'm guessing it's probably a normal day for you in the UK, but I think pretty much everybody else was US here. Maybe. I'm not sure. Hilda might be from Canada. No warning letter. Always a plus. Always a plus. I don't know. You've seriously got me thinking about the salt. But my problem is I don't actually have proper raised beds anywhere. But like out here where you guys can't see, I have this one section where I basically have cut down old pallets, and the pallet wood is directly on the ground, which would be fine, except I've got mint, spearmint to be precise, that comes up in between it. But on either side of this pathway, I've got Russian sage on the one side, a few hostas, and well, honestly, I could do without the poison sumac and the weird Asian honeysuckle thing that wants to take everything over. But jewelweed has also been popping up there, which is the natural antidote to the poison sumac. So it's like I don't really want to kill that off. But I was thinking if I doused that entire little walkway with salt, maybe it would not spread quite, which, I mean, it's frickin' mint, but, you know. And see, I've never had any luck with vinegar. Any luck with vinegar. But I might try it on the ants. I've got like 4 kinds of ants in my yard. 4. My entire lot is 1/10 of an acre. And a lot of them bite. Sometimes I'll get tagged for weeds in the cracks on the driveway and the patio. What worked really well this year, I've got like this sickle thing that I use for chopping down my comfrey. And I just took and like scraped it through the crack, which I'm sure is probably not great for it, but it also wound up rusty at some point too. So it's, well, I could buy another one for $15, but as long as I don't cut myself on it, I suppose it's fine. It still works. Yeah. Anyway, they still don't like any of the rest of my gardening stuff, but they haven't said anything lately. Just about mowing the grass, which I find incredibly ironic because right now my neighbor has literally foot-tall grass and it's not supposed to be over 3 inches. And they'll tag me for cutting grass, and my grass is shorter than theirs and never do anything. Have a good night, Hilda. Happy Thanksgiving. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of learning how to creatively prune mulberry trees. I've got one across from my AC unit that volunteered. Hey Ray, how's it going? Happy Thanksgiving. Are you working tonight? But because it's still short, it's like blocking the path. So I'm like sort of trimming it down and trying to train the, without it touching the fence, train it to just grow alongside the fence. Hi, Spotless Calm. How are you doing tonight? Happy Thanksgiving. All right, cut all the stems at ground level, cover in salt. But how much does the salt travel? Because like I don't really want to kill off my Russian sage. And I think that's probably, honestly, if some gets on the hostas, it's not like it's going to be a big deal. I just won't be able to eat as much of them, I guess. I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of decided to go live. A lot of people seem to be planning on being alone today. And I'm always alone for holidays, so figured I would come in and fill in some time in case people needed someplace to hang out. I did go ahead and do the Thanksgiving tag. It's like 8 questions. I don't know, probably the, like from 5:10 to 5:30. I think it's probably how long it took us to get through it. So yeah. And yes, Ray, I'm drinking milk. I should be drinking water, but that requires dishes and I'm not there yet. I did get laundry done before I went live, so that's good. 2 feet from the application area. So yeah, that would pretty well cover the entire planting area there. But if I just dumped it on the center of the slats, that might not be too bad. Or I had this plastic stuff. I might see if I have any of that left in the shed when I get around to cleaning that out, because that might help some of that. It would definitely work in the driveway though, because water runs away from any grass area. So that should definitely work. Not necessarily on the patio though. So, okay. That gives me some good information to go on though. I don't know. I'm kind of at that point where it's like, Well, but I feel good enough to garden again. It's cold. Although I think we may have made it up to the 40s today. It's not an area that you're going, without a greenhouse, you're not growing anything outside in the winter. Shoot, I had to wait. I had to wait to get dirt out of one of the bags of soil I'd bought. I'm going to be redoing my aloe plants, mainly because they're falling out of their pots because they're so big and they're having babies. The bags of dirt were frozen solid. Yikes. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Have a wonderful night. Charlie has apparently been able to get to sleep because he is now snoring. Hi, Cassie. How are you doing today? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I was going to say, and it's probably middle of the afternoon. When do you guys normally eat? Actually, that's a really good question. What time do you guys normally eat for like big holiday meals? Because like for the longest time, we've always done everything at 2 in the afternoon because of when the guys would get in from milking. So it's like, what does a normal family do as far as scheduling? I'm actually getting together with my brother at noon this weekend. But that has to, like, he's got I'm a horrible aunt. I think Theo's 3. But, like, that has to, like, we were discussing timing and restaurants and stuff on a Sunday. Most places are closed by 3. So, like, an evening meal was just not going to work. So, we're doing noon. And hopefully the little ones are... It'll be interesting. I've been sleeping till 1, and it's an hour drive where we're meeting. Around 1 or 2. So that's not that abnormal. This is going to drive me crazy. We were never... And see, that's the other thing, like, when I've cooked at the farm, a lot of times I would drop the turkey off the day before and tell them when to turn the oven on. Because it was a half an hour out of my way as far as work went. You guys would probably think this is horrible, but it's cold enough here that leaving a turkey in a roasting pan in my car was not a problem. That's probably unusual, though. But yeah, I mean, the guys would get up and go milk, but generally speaking, our family is not morning people. I don't know. I guess you could consider my kids morning people if it's at the end of their day. My son used to get up in the morning at like 5. Oh, and while I am thinking about it, Okay. I went ahead and I did pin the link for Michael Ann's live stream, which should start in about 10 minutes. I don't know. Does anybody else have a phone? Hey, Brene, that is constantly like 2 minutes off. Like it hadn't been, and then when it reset, I'm 2 minutes. It looks like everybody's doing things 2 minutes early. I don't know. Enough to throw me off, I suppose. What are you up to today, Brene? How is your Thanksgiving going? I know I had seen you earlier at Charlie Grace's, I do believe. Which, by the way, it's really interesting to me to watch how other people do things in their kitchens. I was never like that, but I don't know. Once I started working in a kitchen, and I don't know, you kind of get this sort of, you need to do things in a certain order, and your timing is kind of there, and it's like, I wonder how this other person does this. Or like, I mean, I mentioned earlier, Grandma tended to teach me that kind of stuff, or tried to. I didn't get the hang of it until I was at the casino, but so far so good. I got a load of laundry done just before the live, and then grabbed a bite to eat. I missed Fry and Becky's today. I was on the phone, but I did go back and watch that, so that was interesting. I'll probably honestly sit down and do some dishes through the next lives. I know, and if you guys are unaware, the live schedule does have a Thanksgiving tab. The ones that are bolded, I was able to confirm that they had lives scheduled, or that their normal lives were there. But so like, I know Michael Ann is next hour, and Call Me V will be the hour after that. I know Nate is planning on going, Land Cloud Adventures is going on at 10. I do believe Angie Hay is going to be a guest on his live stream, so that should be fun. I wasn't able to confirm anybody for 8 or 9, but there's a whole slew of people that are normally live then. So lots of people doing lots of things. I hope you get to feeling better, Amy. I'm not sure how to help with that. That's the other thing I need to do. One of the things I do to boost my immune system is I take astragalus root, and my jar of capsules is empty. So I need to get around and capsule those. I'm really surprised at how many of you guys came on here tonight. Thank you. I don't know. I haven't. Oh, I looked at it the other day. I think it's been like almost 75 days since I actually put any sort of video content out at all. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see everybody. And the clock on my computer just went to 555, and my brain is just like, whoop. Okay, anyway. How do you guys do this on a regular basis? I don't know. I still need to get headphones of some sort. And see, I never got addicted to the live streaming aspect. I love editing. Depending on what I was making, video-wise, I don't do well with the ones where I'm trying to move and change where I'm at and do this and do that and record it and having like multiple takes. And yeah, I get winded too easy for that. I don't know. But then like cooking videos, I love cooking videos. My problem is I have shown you guys everything that I cook. Well, except for the Chicago dog wraps. The problem with that is they are horrible from a histamine standpoint. So it's not one of those things I would consider. Like if I could figure out a way to alter it, but like that gets back to the whole I need a flatbread or a tortilla, something. And gluten-free wraps and tortillas are terrible. Terrible. They fall apart. I don't know. I have tried kind of doing a skillet with that, but it doesn't come out the same. But anywho. And see, I've not been to a meetup. I'm not sure how much I would enjoy them. I don't like large groups of people. So I don't know. Maybe I will make him 22. I don't know. So much can happen in a year. I see you guys making plans that far ahead and I'm going, shoot, I might not even have as many people living at home in a year. There's just so many things that, I don't know. I'll go with the flow. So naan, from what I have seen, is usually always a gluten containing flour. I have seen something called cloud bread that's made with cream cheese, but it's not more like, at least to me, they look more like a hamburger bun. And actually, most of the naan recipes I have seen have actually added gluten. I don't know if that's what kind of makes it, I don't know. Bread making is definitely a science, and I haven't gotten there yet. Most of the gluten-free stuff doesn't hold together correctly. I did actually put one fail video out. And I spent like 8 hours trying to get that. They tasted delicious, or I would not have kept working on it. I don't know. In all honesty, corn tortillas tend to have the same problem that other gluten-free tortillas do. In my experience, they fall apart or get holes in them. I don't know, that if they worked, I would totally use it. I do, honestly, the form I typically eat corn tortillas in is tortilla chips. I'm not sure why. And they're actually probably high lectin too, but I don't seem to have too much issues with them. I wonder if I could make that into some sort of nachos. Because I could totally do nachos of that. That would be awesome. And see, I've never even really done concerts. The closest to a concert I've probably gotten, I know there was one time I went somewhere in Fort Wayne, and it was in a school gymnasium, and it was local bands, and there was maybe 50 people there spread out. And then my parents took us to see some sort of glee club. Sorry. Yes, I do. I have tried that. And it doesn't seem to matter one iota if they are warm or not. But anyway, the place that they took us for that, it was this round theater, and the sections of people were like 20 people. So even if there was 100 people, you weren't in a huge crowd. So I never even really did the concert thing. So yeah, as far as the whole food thing goes, part of me wants to like experiment with like figuring out how, like, I have done gluten-free pie crusts that have worked out okay, and I know that's sort of difficult for some people, and like my daughter seems to think it's impossible to recreate my apple pie. So I don't know. Sometime in here, we're probably going to have a pie crust lesson, but anywho, it is after 6. And of course, my phone went to sleep. Is Michael Ann on? Of course, then again, that's one of those things where my phone is not always happy with me. Oh, okay, she is. So before I take up too much of her time, I did go ahead and pin the link on that so we can hop over there. And I will be rebuilding my mod group as I get back into producing videos. So if you would like to be a mod for me, send me a message, drop me an email, you know, any of that kind of thing, let me know. Somebody gave me the idea to just take everybody off and start over. So that's what I decided to do. But yeah, so the link should be pinned, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the short series. And it will be reminiscent of last year, only the topic is self-love this year. So that is that. I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming.